When the storms got me built like the Dark Knight. Wanna rise to the top, need a pack light. Gotta stick to the script, better act right. Body cold, caught slipping on black ice. When the storms, I'm built like the Dark Knight. Wanna rise to the top, need a pack light. Gotta stick to the script, better act right. Body cold, caught slipping on black ice. Your homie's been giving bad advice. Lose your head against me, you should think twice.
All right. Welcome to the Immaculate Negro Podcast, Season 2, Episode 1. My name is Denzel Asala, and we're back again. So for this next season, what I want to get into is kind of the format, what it's going to be like, the things that are going to be included in this next season. So this next season is going to be a continuation of my last season as it relates to the topics that we're going to be discussing. The only difference is we're going to have guests, and we're going to be able to hear everybody else's perspective in relation to mine, I guess, and kind of what they think about these same topics. So the first season, you kind of heard my thoughts, and this season, you're going to hear everybody else's thoughts. And we're going to kind of try to bring it together and create a dialogue of understanding here. So to kick it off, Episode 1, we have Brentton Ford with us, the man himself.
Thank you so much.
The way you're whispering into the mic is killing me.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm sorry.
Just talk regular.
Totally.
Just talk regular.
I'm new to this podcast.
Yeah. Just speak regular, Brody. Okay, so I guess how we want to start it off is, what's up, man? Like, what's up with you? Where were you born? Where are you from? What are you about? Let's start with that quick little synopsis.
Wow. Okay.
Speaking to the mic, nigga.
First of all, can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm speaking into the mic. So you said where I'm from?
Yeah, where were you born?
And what I'm about.
Let's start. Let's start with this. So where were you born?
I was born in South Florida.
Okay.
Wellington, South Florida, Palm Beach County.
Okay.
And that's where I was That's where I was raised, basically. I grew up there. I moved when I was in 4th grade. So I was like 12. Moved to Georgia. Graduated from high school in Georgia and then went to college.
Okay, big vibe. And now here we all are trying to go ESQ. It's super tough. And I'm really going to dive right into it. Let's get into it because we got a lot of topics
Right,
we got to discuss. And I want to give you time to kind of say how you feel about everything. So for the first thing, we're all chasing this dream, of course. We're all trying to be lawyers. We're all trying to really have that ESQ. I want you to talk to me a little bit about your dreams, if you're comfortable, and share those and talk about the process of achieving them and what that means to you.
Okay, sure. Well, my dreams are like more than this law school stuff. I pretty much want to be a sustainable farmer, pretty much a homesteader, own my own land, grow my own food, and raise my family. So growing up, I kind of just felt like being a lawyer is more of a trade than anything, and that's how I really approach this. So I feel like I'm in law school to get this Esquire degree and utilize my trade to perpetuate the funds that I have, gain more funds, so that I can actually fuel my actual dream of homesteading. So, yeah.
Okay, now when you say homesteading, you just... Like, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you,
homesteading,
what do you
man.
mean by that? Like, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so, like, when you think of... Well, what do you think of when I say homesteading?
You're a stay-at-home dude.
Oh, a stay-at-home dude?
Yeah.
No, it's way deeper than that, man. I want to be a farmer, basically. So
Okay.
have my own land, my own acreage.
And live off the land kind of thing?
And live off the land. Homestead,
Why?
yes.
Why?
Man, sustainability. That's just how I feel about it.
Okay, so that's almost like an off-the-grid kind of lifestyle. I kind of know what you mean by that, where it's like, oh, I got solar panels on the roof. I got a hydro-powered fucking dam in the background.
Totally.
I got my Tesla on the side with my energy box, and I'm just storing my own energy.
Yeah, that's basically the gist of it.
Okay, but then what's the end game with homesteading? What's the plan?
Well, I don't really see it as an end game, right? Because part of my goal is to have a family, to perpetuate that family. So the homestead is kind of the beginning because when I'm gone, that lifestyle can be passed down to my kids. That lifestyle can pass down to their kids, and it just perpetuates itself like that. You don't want to be reliant on apparatuses that aren't sustainable. And if you can control that, then that's life for you.
So you're saying this ESQ is just funds to live your life the way you want to live it.
Precisely.
And you just happen to choose you. Why did you choose this path? Why lawyer? Why law? Why Esquire, if you will?
Well, first of all, I wanted to be a doctor, but I couldn't do it. The math was crazy.
It is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, it was just interesting to me. Living in this country, I felt like learning the law was kind of something that was kind of common sense, that everybody should be able to do that. And so when I graduated, I just kind of felt like, why would I not go to law school?
I mean, I feel that, man. It's important when you're learning the law to know the law, and I guess everything we got going on. It's an invaluable skill to have. So okay, so that's a little bit about you. That's actually a very interesting dream. I've never heard anybody say I want a homestead.
Right.
This dude is he's like a black cowboy farmer type thing. He
Hell yeah.
he wants that life. He wants to wear like a cowboy hat, no shirt on, riding his horse, lassoing his goddamn animals. That's dope. That's dope. Okay. Now, obviously, we all black around here,
Straight up.
I want to know where your blackness comes from, if you know. Like, in your part in the diaspora, do you know where your origins are? Do you know, like, where your parents are from? Do you know your ties? Have you ever done the ancestry thing? Like, do you know where your blackness is from?
No, I haven't done any of that ancestry stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that my mom is from South Carolina. My
Okay.
dad is from South Florida, like me.
Mm.
My mom's parents are from Virginia. So, that's kind of when they were born. A lot of people were from Virginia at that time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just due to sharecropping
Yeah.
and prior to that, slavery. It was just a
Of
major
course.
port of people.
So, would you say your culture was taken from you, like being part of the diaspora? Would you say that you're disconnected from your roots in the most literal sense? And it, obviously through no fault of your own. It's just something that I guess a lot of black people in America have to go through and I guess are plagued with almost until you kind of go above and beyond to find that, right?
I feel like what you said is really accurate, just in the most literal sense, because I don't know where my roots are, But in terms of me as an individual in the life I've lived, I feel like my culture is a Black American culture.
100%. So then that segues into, I guess, what I want to ask you next. What does being black mean to you? I know that's a loaded question, but try to tell me.
Being black means a lot to me. The first thing and probably the most real thing is that it's a social caste almost. Being black in America means one thing, and somewhere else being black means a different thing socially. But the overarching experience of being an African person on this planet, we kind of all have similar difficulties and hurdles. It just manifests differently based on your nationality or just where you were born.
Your location as well as what you
Exactly.
So I definitely feel that. I mean, so do you feel that solidarity on a global scale or just on an American scale? Because I know even though obviously we're all black, like you just said, from end to end, coast to coast, sea to sea, if you will, but we beef with each other. We're not all it's not all holistic and kumbaya. Like, we beef over blackness. So what is that? I guess, how do you feel about that? How does that affect you?
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, it affects me the same way it affects millions of us, billions of us, really, right? Living in a world where it's just almost factioned in a way, because we are all black, but we have different labels on us that allow us to separate ourselves, whether it's, okay, we're black, but you're born in Africa and I'm born in America. Okay, we're black, but you're born in Florida and I'm born in Texas. Okay, we're black, but you go to that high school and I go to this high school.
100%.
So in terms of solidarity of blackness, it might not be as potent of a thing in a lot of people's minds, simply because there's so many layers that people feel every day and live every day that it doesn't allow them to understand the broader blackness and like unity.
So, damn. Okay, wow. So do you think that the idea of it is romanticized more than it's actually practiced in reality? Because what you said actually is interesting. It's like, okay, it's there, but we don't feel it the way we should feel it. It's kind of where you landed with that. So, but you can't tell black people that. It's almost like we're like, nah, man, we really out here. We're one, blah, blah, but like we don't act like it on our day to day. And you know what I mean? So that's I don't know. That's interesting. And I guess it's kind of disappointing as well.
Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah,
because blackness is just such a powerful feeling and like aura.
Yes.
You know, because like you just said, you can't tell a black person that. You can't, because they gonna feel that.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
damn.
But we, like you said, we don't act like that all the time.
We don't.
We feel that.
Yeah.
We all feel that, but we don't act like that.
We don't.
I feel like when we act like that, things will change, like for real.
Oof. And I stand on that as well. Once we start acting like that with heavy follow through, things will change for real. All right, so we could keep going, but let's slide to the next thing.
For sure.
All right, I know we all real gentlemanly in this room. You know, we all have immense respect for women. So I'm finna segue into that. How do you feel about women? And as a man, I guess there's only so much we can say about that without being like, oh, da, da, da. But as it relates to the patriarchy and your place in it and your perspective and how you treat women, like, let's talk about that a little bit and what that means to you.
Yeah, totally. You know, the patriarchy is a thing that, I mean, we live in. So how I feel about it, it's as a man, like, it's something that just is natural, really. Like, I feel comfortable in it.
That's an honest take.
You know?
Yeah.
But in terms of actually being a good person and the type of values that I was raised with by my parents, it allows me to realize there is a patriarchy, and then you can act within it accordingly, basically. Like, as opposed to how it's set for us to act, you can make the decision to act accordingly or not. And that's a powerful position, I feel like, being a black man, because the patriarchy is something that is, you know, skewed in a way. It's just not equal.
No.
So if people believe in equality and respect and mutual respect specifically, then the patriarchy is not operating the way it should.
And I guess you're talking about, although I guess we have the privilege as men to, I guess, exist and prosper in this paradigm, and we have the freedom to challenge it as well. Is kind of what you're saying with that. And
exactly.
How we move in it kind of determines what could potentially come of it, right? So he says that to say, treat women with respect, people as equals. It's actually not even that hard, but I just had to glance by this topic. So, like I said, we all pretty gentlemanly here, so it goes without saying how we get down. Sliding past that.
Oh, wow.
Shout
out to all the women out there.
I said we gentlemanly, so like I don't want to get too caught up in explaining the obvious. Like, obviously we have respect for women, not because she's my mother, not because she's my sister, because she's a human being. And niggas gotta get I might edit that out, but I might not. We'll see. Niggas gotta get to their head that it's really not that difficult. So just move accordingly. Sliding past that. I don't know how to step into this next topic. Now, as it relates to the LGBTQ plus, I don't know how many letters they got right now. Shout out to y'all.
Right.
But I'm gonna hit you with the plus after I stop with the Q. what's up? What's your take on it? And I'll I guess reiterate my take from season 1 just to break the ice so nobody knows. If you don't cancel somebody, cancel me. Don't cancel my peoples. But we as black people are inherently, maybe not inherently, but I guess it's learned at this point, learned behavior. We're extremely homophobic, extremely. Like we can't. You're looking at me crazy, but like, is that wrong? And like, this is from my parents to my grandparents. Like, in your household, you knew what your parents thought about it. They might not have said it directly, but you saw the way they kind of looked at people or felt about it, and obviously you peeped that. And so, fortunately, my parents kind of, I guess, outgrew that. So it's now they kind of understand the lifestyle of people and they let them live. So, and that's just, and I just never really cared what other people did, like wholeheartedly. I just truly never gave a fuck. So it was always like, oh, this dude's gay. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just never cared. So now that it's like escalating to all this identification and this and extra letters and it's just getting wild, I still don't really care. Like, I didn't start to care somewhere on the line. Right. It's like, the way I view it is let people live. As long as you're not harming anybody or yourself, do what the fuck you want with this life, man. Life is too short. If you think doing this is going to make you happy, then who am I to tell you not to do it? And I don't... You know, what's the classic joke? Shout out to y'all once again. If you want to identify as a chair, my nigga, please identify as a chair. Who's stopping you? You know what I mean? It's like, whatever you want, it's really up to you. So I'm always going to rep for them and let them know, like, it's a safe space, you know? So I guess, tell me how you feel about all that.
You know, that's a hard spiel to follow, you know? Honestly, ditto.
Yeah, you can co-sign.
Because really, I do not care.
Yeah,
I just don't care.
Right?
I don't care.
I just can't be bothered. But like, I mean, I ride for them though, because I always stand on the side of the oppressed people. You know what I mean? Like, and obviously we don't care, but a lot of people do care for some weird reason. It's like, how dare you live your life in a way I don't believe in? And that's a whole separate discussion about censorship and how that's going crazy. But anyway, once again, shout out to y'all, LGBTQ. It's always a safe space around me, so let's keep pushing with that. Next up to this.
What's next?
Caucasians, man. Caucasians, man. Ding, 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 ding. White people. So, I went through this in the first, I guess, season. I kind of talked about how I felt. I guess I'll reiterate just to jog your memory.
Totally, please.
First season, how I felt about white people is when I was younger in Nigeria, I didn't see too many white people. Like, genuinely, right? Because why would I? I'm in fucking Nigeria. Like, yeah.
I mean, I've never been to Nigeria, so I don't know.
I mean, I guess, yeah, there was white people and stuff, but it's like, not where I was. I go to school, just a bunch of black kids with me. My teacher was black. Everybody's black. Just fucking blackity black. And so it's like, and then when I went to the UK, is when I saw, like, my first white guy. I was like, okay, shit. Now we got, like, and not, like, saw, but, like, I guess befriended in a sense, right? Now I'm in school with, like, people different colors. I'm like, okay, this is exciting. So I guess that was like the early age, and like I had like a white guy best friend, like he was part of my gang, and then I had another dude on my right side. He was like Australian, and I guess bro, it was real diverse over there, man.
Like global, bro.
Yo, I'm telling you. So he was Australian, and so we went to like a Catholic school, and so we had to dress up in blazers and shit like that, right? And so it was 3 of us. We thought we were so fucking cool. No matter what, every day we wore suits to school because it was dress up. And no, because it was
how old were y'all?
No, bro, because we had a uniform, right? So you know how it is in the private school, you have uniforms.
Oh, like anime.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
so we have options. But us, we knew every day we had to be suited and booted for no reason, just because we're like, we gotta be as fresh as possible, right? And so we used to just literally walk around recess, just flexing in the squad of 3, just walking, just showing off.
Y'all were like the Powerpuff Girls, bro.
Low key, but we were all black. I won't even lie, low key, we were all black. But I say that to say, it's like, that was like my first like white guy best friend. You know what I mean? And so ever since then, even moving to America and like moving to Canada, there's always been one white guy that's like my best friend. Like obviously I hang out with like all my niggas and everything. We're always doing our thing. But there's one white guy that's always like, yo, this guy's so cool. He hanging with me as well, right? And so I never looked at white people crazy. I really never did. It's only like when I came to America that it was like. But even still then, I'll say this, like, it wasn't white people going crazy on me. Because mind you, I was African. So let's bring that earlier conversation back in here, right? So it was a bit of that colorism.
You was an African booty scratcher.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was. I
you
talk
was
about
down
that.
bad.
That's what I was.
We get it.
So mind you, white people were even a bit, you know what I mean? A bit kind of to me sometimes. Because it was a niggas going crazy on me. So I'm like, damn, it was too crazy. Bro, it was too crazy. And so now I'm at this space, and I guess obviously being a bit more educated, I understand, I think I understand the problem of whiteness as an entity. And it's not necessarily like an issue with the people. It's issue with that mentality of whiteness. And the unfortunate part is so many white people just embody that mentality. And like, whatever the reason may be, obviously, I guess they're Caucasian. So it's just, that may be one of their cultural things, right? That idea of whiteness. But I will never paint every Caucasian with that brush. Like, I'll never do that. Like, so many of them are like just so gang with me, so cool with me. They always show me so much love and respect. So it's like, white people cool with me, essentially. I say that to say, shout out to y'all. But it's the idea of whiteness that some of y'all believe in that I don't like. It's the idea of that inherent I'm better than you that I don't like, that some of y'all carry. So then I'm going to flip it back to you again.
Yeah, flip it back to
Caucasians, white people. The idea of whiteness is an entity that exists separately to the, I guess, what we're just saying, to the, I guess, being, to the person.
Right. I don't believe in that. No.
Okay, let's hear it.
Like you said, you're from Nigeria. When you grew up, you looked around you and it was all a bunch of black kids. Me, I'm from South Florida, right? Like I said, I moved to Georgia in 4th grade, but I grew up in South Florida. Where I'm from in Florida, white people aren't even really white people because they speak Spanish. Okay. You know? Okay. And I'm talking about
what does that mean?
What their skin looks like. Okay. People that look white could not be white. You know, they could be Dominican, they could be Puerto Rican, they could be Cuban.
White passing, though. That's what they call it.
White passing. Right. Yes. But like you said, that mindset is a mindset. So if you're white and you have that mindset, you're not white passing. You're white.
Yes. Oof.
You know?
And so you felt, even if it wasn't full of white people, that mindset of whiteness was still
totally
ingrained in
totally
them. Damn.
Totally. And then when I moved to Georgia, Southeast Georgia, in 5th grade, I mean, it's segregated.
Yeah.
You know, those are Southern white people, and then there's Southern black people.
Yeah.
And they're separate, and they rarely interact unless they're playing sports. And it's obvious.
Damn, is that harsh? Is harsh like that? I guess in the southern states,
you know,
y'all never got over that shit. Low key.
It's
low
not
key,
over it.
Even to this day, because I've never really. This is my first southern state I really lived in like that. Right? Like down in Houston, and like I go to HBCU, so I'm still, you know what I mean?
Totally.
It's still just niggas.
Totally.
I'm vibing. But in other
Houston's
places,
different.
Yeah. But in other places, like you were saying, it's still like that divide is still just clear as day, huh? Even like, damn, man. And I guess I feel that, but because I recently heard about the sundown towns and shit, how that's still a thing. Because, like, I guess
scary.
It's scary how that's still a thing. That's the thing.
It's a thing.
Hey, man, some of y'all white people be tripping.
Out of control.
Y'all be tripping. But, hey.
We don't want to paint a broad stroke.
Never that. Shout out to the ones that don't be tripping. Because I know a lot of y'all don't be tripping. So, shout out to y'all, man.
That's so funny that you say there's always a white guy that's your best friend.
Always.
All my best friends have been white. Yeah. Like, ever. My best friends have been white. My niggas are my niggas, always. But course. Like the one dude that's been my best friend growing up, white guy.
Yeah, man.
So it's like, all right, cool.
So that's what it is. So I guess we're fortunate to have that perspective. So it's like it's easier for us not to paint them all that way. Because like I got love for this guy. And
my brother.
Yeah, literally, right?
My brother.
So it's like that's. I guess I'm happy you got that same experience. That's dope. I mean, so yeah, like I said, shout out to y'all once again. All right, and then we're gonna get into something next here too. So one of my main qualms with the world and with society and with humanity is poverty. That's my issue. Poverty is one of my biggest issues. The reason it's one of my biggest issues is because it's simply man-made. Like, it's literally our fault. Like, the unequal distribution of resources and the way we abuse each other and our planet has created this disparity where people are literally being born to die. And people just exist and carry on like it's not happening. Like we don't have the tools to fix it. And so, luckily, I can't be mad about that every day because I literally just go insane. But like to dive into this thought the way I'm diving into right now, it almost enrages me. Because what the fuck is wrong with us? Like, that's the problem. We literally have the resources, like end world hunger, fix these problems, eradicate poverty, homeless, all these wonderful things that would help everybody. We could do that.
Right.
But we just don't want to because it's very low on the priority list, so much so that it's never going to get dealt with. You know what I mean? Like, we're not even working on it. Like seriously, we're working on it on a superficial level. Like, you have fake ass organizations like the Red Cross. Fuck y'all. Like the Red Cross that say, no, I mean that. Like, fuck them for real.
Okay,
because
fuck them.
all these charities.
Fuck the Red Cross.
No, because I don't donate to charity because y'all niggas traumatized me. Once I found out how much y'all keep.
Yeah.
How much y'all keep? Yeah, I'm looking at y'all. How much y'all keep compared to how much y'all used and give to the people who need it? I'm not giving y'all niggas a dime. I'm actually not. Because it's not going to help. It's actually not going to help.
I hear you.
So I'm good off all that. I guess, yeah. So how do you feel about that? Everything I just said.
Everything you just said to me, I laugh at because you use that "we" so loosely.
Ooh.
Like we aren't doing anything.
Ooh.
We have all the tools to stop
Shit, let me
this.
hear it.
We know we, if we're talking about humans.
Okay.
But come on, man.
He said me and
we
you?
know the people
Me and you, dog.
who
We
can
can't do
stop
nothing.
this. We know who can end this.
Yo.
It ain't you and me.
Woo.
We can shift the culture.
Ooh.
You know, that's
Yeah.
us people like at the bottom. We gotta shift the culture.
I mean, we not at the bottom. Shit.
We're not the bottom, but I'm talking about
we're a bit higher than-
financially. We're at the bottom.
I mean,
Can you end world hunger?
okay, yeah. Let me talk.
Right,
shit.
there's people.
No.
who can end
Okay,
it.
on the global scale, yeah, I feel
Right.
that for sure.
Poverty.
No, we really ain't shit. Yeah.
Poverty.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know. So that we's real loose, man. But we could do better. You know. Every time I see a homeless person, I say, "What's up?"
What does that mean? You dap them up.
I see you.
Oh.
I see you. Like, what's up?
This why this guy is on here, man.
You don't gotta gas it.
No,
but
because you do have to gas it, because that's a deep thing, and people gonna skip past that. Because I see you as deep, my nigga. Because I don't see them. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I don't. Like, I see them, but I don't stop and acknowledge I see them.
Right.
Because, like, I just don't. It's not, so hearing you say that, it's like, damn, I should see them more.
You know, it's hard too. I don't drive. I ride a bike.
Yeah.
I see homeless people
a
lot.
Yes, your interaction is different.
Yeah.
You're not driving by them, you biking past them.
Yeah.
It's different.
You know, so it's once I started riding my bike, like way in the beginning, a couple years ago, I was like, that's a major experience that people don't have when they're in places where they drive all the time. Because homeless people are everywhere. Poverty is a real thing, and it should enrage you, really. Especially in cities where there's so much waste, wealth and waste, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Oof. As in, AKA all the first world countries. Ding, 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 ding. So much waste and wealth.
USA.
Yeah, USA. Shout out to America, though. Like, America is lit, but ooh, it's insane down here, boy.
Down here.
Yeah, down here.
Down here.
Down here.
Where are you down here from?
What you mean? Hey, yo. Shout out to Canada, you feel me?
Yeah, shout out Canada.
Shout out to Canada. Shout out to the block. Shout out to the north side.
Shout out
to 403 OIC, Flame City. You know how it go. Everybody know who Calgary
You just shouted
is.
it. Do we though?
I mean, you
Calgary?
know now.
Yeah, we know now. We know now. Shout out Calgary,
now you know
man.
me, you know Calgary. That's
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying. Always gonna put the city on.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to y'all. All right, but see, I don't want to stop. Let's segue into the next thing.
Next.
These people could wait. It's the weekend. They could wait. Let's finish
Straight
what
up, man.
What we gotta finish. Let's finish this. All right. So into the next thing. I want to talk to you. It flows so well, and I love it. I'm like, man, I did a good job. I did a good job with the layout. Now I'll put myself in the back real quick. I'll probably edit it out. Might not. We'll see. How do you feel about globalization? And I'm gonna give you I'll give you a quick synopsis as well, because in the episode when I talked about it, I talked about how my teacher romanticized it, and how he called it the shrinking of the world, and how we're all going to be more connected, and how goods and supplies will reach us quickly, and it's going to help everybody. Of course, that's not the practice of this in real life. In real life, it's just abuse of the first world countries, of the second and third world countries by the first world countries, right? We go in there and we abuse your labor laws and we have cheap labor. We go in there and we maximize profit by paying them a cent every hour, right? We go in there and we just say, hey, we have, it's like, let's talk about the law. It's essentially a whole adhesion contract. They have no choice but to accept.
Right.
Because we hold all the cards, literally all the cards. And then on top of that, when something goes wrong, there's nobody to hold us responsible. But this is globalization though, right? This is the romanticized thing that he tried to paint a picture of, right? All right, welcome. So we, I guess, got cut off from that last episode. I know I was talking about that shit about being able to finish, but we weren't able to finish. So yeah, that's why the attire has changed and we're dressed in different clothes. I couldn't even finesse.
Guns out, guns out.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that, but here we are. So I guess what I was saying last time, I was talking about globalization and the effect it really had on the world rather than the ideal representation of it through my teacher's eyes. It was interesting when he presented it to us, but the practical application of it was something else. So what's your take on that? Like, what do you feel about this idea of the shrinking world and us being more interconnected, allegedly anyway, right? So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I just don't feel like that's actually happening. It's interesting that you say you were taught that by a professor. No professor I know ever talked about globalization. No teacher I ever had talked about globalization. But it is something that you hear all the time on like news and just media outlets, you know, and they make it seem in the same way that you said it. The same way that you said your professor is going to be.
Romantic.
Right. Romanticized. For me, I don't think I feel that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't think that in my life I feel the world getting smaller in that way.
Okay.
But with my understanding of, you know, imperialism, then that can't really be the reality of what's happening.
Let me ask you this though. You know how you would feel it?
Right.
Remember when we have that conversation about Alibaba?
Yeah.
That's how you would feel it. When you would, like, if you ever start your own business or whatever, like, you know, I know you got your own thing going on already, but if you ever start trying to get like merchandise, you would be importing that shit from overseas. And that right there is that's that little microcosm of globalization.
Yeah, totally.
Directly for you. That's how you would feel it. You know what I mean?
Positively.
So, right? And so
lucratively.
Exactly. But exactly though. And that's why you would feel it. Because like, okay, this is, I guess, the cheapest source of income for whatever reason. I think the cheapest source to create this and then create this profit. You know what I mean? So like,
so exploitative.
Exactly.
But
so that's how people I know.
That's how you would feel it.
Yeah,
you'd feel it. Them pockets would feel good,
yeah,
man.
Exactly. But then it's like, at what cost? I guess. What are the downsides of it? What are the consequences? But I don't know, man. It's interesting because I don't necessarily. The only way I feel it, I guess, it's just going on this conversation, is I guess like the internet. The internet is like another aspect of it. You know what I mean? Now we're really kind of connected just with the internet.
Yeah.
And I would say you need, as with everything else, you need the resources to really feel certain things in certain ways. But, you know what I mean? Having a laptop is something that's relatively, you know what I mean, cheap. A lot of people have that. So we're all just, so that's kind of one way that connects us. But it's not anything, I don't know, anything crazy.
You want to know what's super funny about that? What? That you say that's how we feel it? Yeah. I don't feel it that way.
You don't feel it that way?
Even though what you said is so true.
Yeah.
I was born in 1996, bro.
Yeah.
I was raised in that. I don't feel that.
I guess that's true.
You know,
that's
like
true.
The internet is the internet.
It's the internet.
I've been had it since I was 4, basically.
I feel you.
You know?
But like,
so that's YouTube. All this new stuff that people talk about is connecting us. The kids was already connected on Club Penguin, on chat rooms.
Well, I mean, but that's exactly right though. They're already connected, and you don't look at it that way. But that's what it is. Like, kids would be on chat rooms with them in India or whatever, and it's like, what? Chopping it up with some what is that? And then so it's like that's we're connected, man.
Totally.
And so I don't know. I guess after this conversation, that's how we felt it, because it's like, yeah, how does it really impact us? We're not business owners that
Right.
are really.
We're just kids playing video games, man.
But hey, man, I don't know. I guess that's something. So
Right.
I'll leave that as that. We could really go on with that forever. And so here's this next thing. I don't know if I've talked to you about this, so I'm excited to get your take on it.
Oh God.
Let's talk about religion. Let's talk about religion. I don't think I need to reiterate my stance on religion. You know what I mean? I'm like, I have no faith. You know what I mean? I don't believe in nothing like that. So I respect it for what it does for people and the impact it has on, I guess, humanity in certain ways. But I always advocate for moderation. Don't let it cloud your judgment. You know what I mean? Don't let it cloud your view of reality.
Right.
Like, don't get lost in it. That's all I ask for. Like, please have your religion, like, bask in it. Love whatever God you want to love. But don't let it cloud you from reality and seeing the world for what it really is. You know what I mean? So that's my take. How you feeling?
Yeah, that's real intense. When it comes to religion, I was raised in the South.
Oh yeah.
Southern Baptist.
Oh yeah.
Church on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Catch the Holy Ghost every once in a while.
Oh yeah. Funny, no, me too. I was raised in a very religious household.
Right.
But I consider that I escaped. It's not that bad. Don't let me gas it. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah.
But for me, I feel similarly to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's written word that was not written by God. It was written by man. Whatever you're reading, whatever you're praying to.
Oh, they don't want to hear that.
It was
though.
written by someone else. It was not written by Allah.
They don't,
sorry.
They don't want to hear that though.
They don't want to hear that at all. But for me personally, I don't disrespect it.
Of course not.
These jokes, but I don't disrespect it because it does mean so much to people.
Exactly.
And it meant so much to me, just it to like in a way that empowers you, right? That Holy Ghost thing, man, that's real. Like when you feel that, whether you're feeling it under Christianity, under Islam, under any religion, bro. That's what's in you.
You feel that?
That's what's in you.
I don't know if I've ever felt that.
Hey man, you gotta look when you hear that vibe, that beat that makes you just move.
I mean, okay, I
feel that.
Okay, I feel that, but that's not what I'm calling it though.
Oh, okay, no, that's what I mean though.
Okay,
don't get lost in it. Don't deify that.
Oh shit,
that's something that's in you.
Yeah,
and honestly, like. As I got older and started moving around places, hearing the phrase like God body, that is a great metaphor because that's what it feels like when you're God body to me,
So what is if you could define that, what does God body mean?
God body is like you as man are God. You are God. You are a creator.
In the most literal sense, in this form.
If we were made in God's creation, or in God's image, then we're God, aren't we?
In this corporeal form with which we walk the earth in.
Right.
We are God. I mean, I guess. I feel that.
That's how
and that's
vibe is.
And that's where you landed?
That's where I landed.
That's where you landed. He said, I walked through God body.
I'm God body, bro.
And that's it. I mean, I can respect it. That's quite tough. That's quite tough. I feel that sentiment once again.
Right. Can't get lost in the sauce.
I feel that sentiment.
I'm on the same page.
Yeah, I feel that sentiment once again. You
got to make sense of it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, man. So shout out to everybody in whatever religion you believe.
Yeah, man. Church on Sundays, man. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, but not for me. Those aren't what my Sundays
right
anymore.
Brunch on Sundays.
No, just sleep and casual homework because that's the life now, unfortunately. Okay, so I don't know. That's pretty straightforward. I guess your take on that was interesting. So you're not like super religious.
No,
like
I'm
where
not
you've
really
landed
religious.
now. Like my classification, I guess. Because what is it? I don't consider myself like an atheist.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you actually.
Oh, okay.
Do you believe in a God?
That's the thing. So let me tell you my classification.
Okay.
I don't consider myself an atheist. I consider myself agnostic. If I had to classify, I don't really care much for labels. But if we want to use, the words that Webster's given us and shit to talk about things, then it'd be agnostic. And that's like, it's not necessarily hell bent. So, there's no God, there's no nothing. It's that there is I have no reason to believe. There's no, there's like, why? Like, what proof have y'all given me?
Okay.
Like, why? Like, what should I, like, it's not like, oh, I don't believe, but it's like, what? Like, I'm not anti anything, but like, I just don't see it. Like, I don't see the reason. I don't see, like, there's just lack of, I guess, evidentiary material, if you will. To get all, to pull out the legalese. Yeah, and that's really how I feel. And I could be swayed, man. I've tried to be swayed. People have like tried to pray and shit, and like, yeah, you'll see something. I was like, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I want to, whatever y'all are seeing, I want to see it. Right. I'm waiting, but unfortunately, I haven't had that transcendental experience. I'm open to it, but when that comes, then yeah, I'll definitely talk about it with the same like fervor and vigor. But until then, I can't be bothered.
That's insane.
All I know is reality. All I know is this. Like, all I know for certain, anyway. We can talk about what may or may not be until we're blue in the face. But all I know for certain is this existence. Is this. That's all I know for sure. We can talk about what I don't know, but we can talk about what we all don't know. We just have theories and speculation. But what we all know for certain is reality in this moment that we are living and walking and breathing. And that's indisputable. You can't argue. This is because we're all living in this life. So that's all I believe in is reality.
More life.
And that's just and that, but actually though, more fucking life.
More life.
Because this is life. This is real life. So yeah. And so I don't know, that's just where I guess my lack of belief comes from. So
I respect it.
Yeah. So cool with that. Another thing, this isn't really, I guess, a crazy segue. I could segue talking about the separation of church and state, and let's talk about politics now.
Right.
Okay, I guess that was a pretty decent segue.
I mean,
I guess that was a decent segue.
How you do it?
So same thing, just to quickly reiterate, I don't really much care for politics. Like, it kind of just annoys me because it's just so, like, disingenuous, and it's not even, like, I feel like nobody give a fuck about nobody for real. Like, it's not, we're not really trying to do anything. We're just trying to, like, work our agendas. And it's so silly because we're so divided. Well, I'm just speaking, like, I guess now I'm in America, so I'm speaking about American politics and shit. We're just kind of so divided. And I'm just, like, and being down here, I'm like, guys, it really doesn't fucking matter what side of it you're on. You know that, right? That, like, and this is coming from, like, a Canadian, I guess, because I just watch y'all just go ham. Y'all just be fucking turning up. Yeah. And I'm just like, yo, these guys are funny, man. These guys are funny, man. And it's like, I'm just getting less and less interested in who the president is going to be. Like, less and less interested because I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's never, I guess, not mattered so much to me. Especially after, like, the whole Trump fiasco. And, like, I didn't mind Trump just because, like, he showed y'all what America was about. And, like, for all the doubters in the back, because, like, you can't really doubt it no more. And it's just funny because he played y'all so well. He played y'all so, like, all those, like, MAGA supporters and all the, like, white people that were like, yeah. It's like, yo, he doesn't give a fuck about you. And it was just kind of, all that was just crazy to see. Like, extremely dangerous, obviously, but we talked about this off pod, man. It's like, it's not every day, B. Life is dangerous.
They stormed the Capitol.
Life is dangerous. Yo, but like, bro.
They stormed the Capitol.
Bro.
In real life.
Bro.
Like,
it's actually wild how that happened.
It's crazy.
It's funny how that happened.
It's funny how that happened.
Really
like,
happened.
It's super funny.
That really happened.
Like, damn, dude.
That really happened.
I used to walk on the Capitol.
Bro. We
wait,
all
what?
We all been there. They
like,
really
huh?
it. Like,
yeah.
Like it was TV.
Out of control.
Like it was TV. But this is... And so, once again, I was in Canada when that happened.
Right.
Can you imagine how we were looking at y'all? I was like, what? I was like, what? And like, obviously, I went to the gym. I was living my life. I was like, wow, this is going crazy over there.
Yeah,
it's going crazy. And so it was wild. So I guess I say all that to say, what is your take on politics? Like, where do you stand? Are you like an active participant and like you dive in and like you're really, or like, are you more like, man, it doesn't fucking matter? Like, what's up?
Yeah, I feel like you have to be informed about the place that you live in, right?
Yeah.
who gives a fuck about politics, but everyone should give a fuck about politics because people make decisions that affect people either directly or indirectly. When it comes down to the grand scheme of the system that we're in, yeah, we all know what it is, man. Like you said, if Trump let all the doubters in the back know, like, yeah, this is what it is, guys.
Yeah.
You know, so get used to it. But in terms of being involved in it, caring about it, and trying to better your own life experience, you should probably inform yourself on the things happening around you so that you can maneuver in a way that allows you to live the life you want to live. You know, so I haven't been active in the sense that like I'm campaigning.
Okay, well,
or
that's too much. Yeah,
right,
yeah,
like you know
your
what I'm saying?
campaign. I'm not campaigning for nobody.
Exactly, like, but you got to choose something that affects your life directly.
I mean, and just off randomly, I want to say shout out to Obama. I did live in America when Obama won. That was a very live moment. I remember exactly where I was. 9301 Lawson Lane, gang in the living room. We was all celebrating, super tough. Yeah, shout out to him. But I was gonna ask you. So then, it's kind of a heavy question. Do you think voting matters? And don't give me like a superficial thing. Like, give me like an honest.
What's
answer.
the superficial thing?
The superficial thing is, of course, your vote matters, man. You have to vote. That's the superficial thing. But then people go out and vote, and that's why I had to comment on Obama because no, we did that for Obama, but like obviously it was still a majority. Like
I didn't do that for Obama. I was 12.
Oh well, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But you know what I mean by we? I mean niggas. Like we did. We did. But still, it was like a lot of Caucasians, a lot of white people. They came out as well. And so now I'm just looking at like the current state with like Biden and like Kamala and everything, and like they didn't win because they were like the best. They won because we didn't want Trump again.
Best finessers.
Am I lying though?
You're not lying.
That's what it was. And so it's like, how do you feel about that? Because now it's like all this shit is still happening. Like Roe v. Wade being overturned. It's like, but like Democrat, you know what I mean? Like, and I know politics is a lot more complicated than what I'm making it seem like, and this and that. But what do you feel like your vote is worth?
My vote is worth.
Because I can't. By the way, I can't even vote in America. So fuck y'all for real. Anyway,
oh yeah, true.
Yeah. Carry on. Carry on.
My worth is worth, or I'm sorry, my vote is worth the amount of time and effort that people put in for me to get it.
No, what do you mean by that? Like door to door dudes coming and knocking on your door? Like
no. I mean like,
or the actual.
I mean like the niggas that lived in the places that I lived 100 years ago, 50 years ago, that put in effort and time to try and vote. That's what my vote is worth. So I voted in everything.
Man.
I know.
No, that was tough.
Don't judge me.
No.
Don't judge me because you gotta respect.
That hit heavy. I feel that, and like, and that's the type of things I guess I can't feel.
Right,
you know
bro.
what I mean?
Niggas got lynched.
Yeah,
I could vote.
I can
not so I
yeah,
could
I
vote,
mean,
but like trying to do that.
Yeah, I can empathize and sympathize, but like we said, like I wasn't born in America. I'm not part of that type of. From wholeheartedly, I'm not like obviously I feel it, but you really feel that like that statement to me. That's what that embodies. That sentiment, like that's the weight of that.
You gotta respect.
That's amazing. That's real.
You know, tactically. You know, at the end of it, like tactically, my vote is garbage, bro.
Okay.
It's the electoral college, dog. I'm a Florida voter. They throw my vote away.
Yeah, there we go.
They see black on my ticket and throw it away.
That's why this guy's here.
But you got to understand, like, there's state elections.
Yeah.
There's county elections, and there's like mayoral elections. So,
of course.
in terms of voting for the place where I live at, I can vote for the person who decides how much money goes to my school district.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's a real vote.
Yeah.
That's a real vote.
That's a real vote.
You know?
That's a real ass vote.
So you gotta vote.
You got
in terms of, like you said, who's the president, man, the president is the president. I never met him. Never met him one time. He didn't come to my middle school and talk. So they seem like they're doing all the same stuff.
Yeah.
Wherever they want. They seem like they want to get in that seat.
It's that figurehead shit, right?
Right.
That's that figurehead shit.
So vote locally and run locally if you got good ideas.
Oh, wow.
Straight up.
Beautiful closing message.
Straight up.
Vote locally and run locally if you have good ideas. Okay, that's a great way to make an impact that I guess people look over.
Directly,
So,
man.
I love that he just said that. So if you're watching this and you got the juice, you got the squeeze, you got all the ideas.
Vote that campaign on IG, yo.
Yeah. I mean, just do what you got to do. Just know, like, I feel like people generally do support good ideas. So
Right.
I always encourage people with good ideas to, like, follow through and do whatever it is you think is a good idea. And so we going to support out here, Houston, Texas, and whatnot. Okay. That was you got some good takes, man.
Hey, man, we rolling
that's
off,
probably,
man.
But, okay, so this next thing. This is, like, another episode that I really enjoyed, and it was the one where I had that animation about the duality of man, and it was about right and wrong. And so I got the yin yang tatted on me, right? Because I truly believe in the duality of man, in that sense that people, we have equal propensity for good and evil. Like, we have the potential for both on an equal level. So I don't think nobody's just supremely good. Anybody's just diabolically evil. I don't you know what I mean? Life is I know they say it's like black and white and a shade of gray. It's gray and then just a bit of black and white, to be real. Cuz it all just kind of slides.
Damn.
It all just slides based on your circumstance. So people on their high horses, it's like it's your circumstance that allows you to view things that way. You know what I mean? And like my one homie he kind of helped me shape that perspective. We should talk about it. He's like, man, nobody's really about this shit. It's like we all have a moral compass, and it's literally just that. And like we go through the day kind of gauging how we want to react to things, and you have whatever potential you think you don't have, you have. Whatever you think you can't do, you can do. It's not, nobody is special with that. That's something
That's scary.
It's scary,
Scary.
but that's human.
Yeah.
That is human. That is literally what it means to be human. And my other homie, shout out to my friends. They say real shit to me. And just like you, people say real shit to me, and I don't let them forget or skip past it. You have to sit in the fact that you just said some real shit. And we gotta talk about it. We have to talk about it. Yes, like let's sit in this moment for a bit and like really dissect what the fuck. And I was talking to my mans in Maryland, and he I never forget it. He told me, man, we're only human, and to be human is to be flawed. And I internalized that. I was like, yo, that is crazy. And like he said it in passing, but I was like, bro, that was crazy what you just same shit. I was like, bro, that was crazy what you just said, because like that's exactly right. There's no human being that is flawless. Absolutely nobody. So and this is inherent. So to be human is to be flawed, and you cannot escape that reality. So be humble out here, niggas. But I say that to say, what is your take on right and wrong, on what it means to be good and evil, the duality of man, and I guess where you fit on this scale. If you would like to share, I'm interested to see your perspective of where you fit.
Yeah, man. I mean, the duality of man, that's exactly what it means. I think that nobody is good or evil innately. Mm-hmm. I think it's all decision making. You make a choice in everything, in every way, really. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's hard to make a choice sometimes. But if it's a good choice, then that's the choice. That's a good choice. Okay. You know? In terms of good and evil.
But hold on. I'm not actually, hold on. Let's double back.
Yeah.
How do you decide whether a choice is a good choice? Like what makes that choice a good choice as opposed to being a bad choice?
Right. I think good choices not only benefit you, but they don't hurt anyone else.
You know what? I'm happy you said that, because that was my answer to that question.
Yeah, you know, that's a good choice.
Yeah, I wanted to see what you would say.
It's a good choice.
It's a good choice.
Not saying it's the greatest choice that you could have made.
But you didn't hurt anybody.
You didn't hurt anybody.
That's all you can ask.
You know?
That's all you ask.
Right. So people make bad decisions out here, though.
And
people make bad choices out here.
Awful decisions, but and that's the thing. It's like, are we oversimplifying it? We must be, because it can't be that simple, right? Because I know we just talked about religion and shit like that and all that stuff, but that whole golden rule, like do unto others that you would have them do unto you and things like that. That's really the one, man. Like that's really the one. Because like if people really walked around moving like that, we wouldn't be wild to each other the way we are. But the way we treat each other that could never happen to me. You know what I mean? Like we treat each other like we can never get it back.
We can never get it back.
We can never get it back.
Scarcity mindset,
like
bro.
we could never get it back. We don't know.
Like,
but it could come back in abundance.
I gotta take that from you because I don't know if I'm gonna get it.
Oh man, damn.
I gotta do this because I don't know if I'll get it back.
Damn.
Scarcity.
That's that. So I'm gonna let you land on your thought then. So moving on to where do you see the totality of it? Like where do you land? How do you decide something is wrong then? If that's how you decide something is good, how do you decide something is wrong? Is it just the opposite? Just if it hurts somebody, it's wrong. That's a bit too easy, isn't it?
Yeah, that is way too.
That's
easy.
a bit too easy. It can't be that simple.
Like I said, the first part of what I think a good decision is how does it treat you right?
Okay.
Not just like financially or physically, but like emotionally.
Yeah.
Can you live with that decision?
Okay, but see, once again, we all have different measurements for.
You think so?
For that metric of living with a wild decision, hell yeah, come on, because like we got killers out here.
We do got killers,
and
out
people
here.
live with that, and not to say they're sociopaths, but they live with that.
Right. That's what I mean. Do you want to live with that decision? People, there's killers out here. They got a lot of bodies, and they can't sleep. They can't sleep.
I gotta ask a killer, don't I?
They think about it every day. I don't want to think about my decisions every day. If I make good decisions, I don't got to think about it. I just make the next good decision.
Ooh, right.
But if I make a bad decision,
they weigh on you.
Bro, I'm living. I have to live with that.
Damn. So where do you sit on a day-to-day morality scale?
Bro, I try to make good decisions every day. Mm-hmm. I try to make sure that I can go home and sleep.
If you had superpowers, would you be a hero or villain? Answer quickly.
Hero. Hero, bro. I'm not. No.
That was a test. That was a test.
I'm a hero, dog.
Yo, he said I'm a hero. I'm a hero. Okay. Hold on. What if the vigilante option was there? Would you be a vigilante?
Like Batman?
Like Batman. Because let's be real,
Batman sucks.
But like better than Batman. Because if I was a vigilante, I'm catching bodies. I'm not gonna just keep. I'm gonna just keep letting niggas go because he's silly for that. Like Batman, you funny. But yeah, if I'm a vigilante, if I catch you like 3 times in the street, you're done.
Oh wow, you Xing them off.
Done.
Like
done.
Yo, I gave you chances, bro.
Plenty.
I don't think I would choose the vigilante route because I don't think I care that much about what people do.
Okay.
In the sense that you can make as many bad decisions.
But Pete, no. But now you're a hero. Now you have a greater responsibility. Well, because you said you're a hero, so you gotta care now.
Dang, what type of superpowers do I have?
Don't even worry about that.
Because I gotta know.
No, because now we're building.
Because I don't have superpowers, so I can't control nobody. But if I had superpowers, I'm keep making bad decisions. I'm like X-ray vision. Okay,
but we were talking about All right, sorry for the cutout interruption. We were talking about right and wrong, and then you were telling me you were talking about what superhero you want to be or whatever. Like
yeah, what powers would I have?
Yeah, you can't start talking powers.
Yeah,
man.
Come on, man. Power is everything.
But okay,
what you can and can't do.
Okay. Let's run the full hypothetical. You're Superman-esque. You got the juice.
Ooh.
You Superman. What's step 2?
Step 2, bro. First of all, do people know I'm Superman?
Nigga, you're Superman.
I'm Superman. Bet.
They know what you want to know.
Okay.
You're Superman.
I'm doing what I want.
Okay, but Okay, but what does that entail?
I might go to space, like what Elon and them are doing.
Okay.
I'm going to Mars.
And then what?
I'm gonna see what's happening.
And then what?
If something's happening, I'm coming back and I'm letting them know.
Okay.
And I'm moving accordingly. Like, we gotta save this planet.
Okay. So
isn't that what Superman does? We gotta save this planet.
Okay. Okay. And so where did the heroics come in? You're not saving the day-to-day person. What the fuck?
Oh no. I'm not saving. No, I don't start out with saving the day-to-day
You're
person.
not
That's
a
why
hero.
That's why Batman's a goofy.
Okay, but you're not a hero, though.
No, you have to save the world. How are we going to save the world at this point? Superman was putting the world back together.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Like big earthquake broke the world in half. Nigga put it together. We have real world problems that need to be fixed. And if you had the ability that Superman had to fix, like, to do anything like that, like super strength, super everything, like, dude, we got to save it. That's what we got to do.
Okay, so you were really. I mean, I guess that makes sense. If you got it all, you just really go max out, fix the main problem.
Exactly.
That's reasonable. Okay.
But if I didn't have no powers, then yeah, we beating up bad guys. Straight up. We beating up bad guys, and I'm getting a hefty salary for that. No,
that's kind of funny. Not we beating up bad guys. I mean, I guess what else we would do, right?
Right.
Okay, but before we move on to the next topic,
Totally.
Do you ever feel like villains are justified?
Duh, Thanos is that guy.
Well, damn.
Thanos, bro.
Oh, you
I'm
just said you were a hero.
No,
you're not
I'm
a hero.
A hero.
Okay, but you can't.
Thanos is that guy.
But he's not, though.
Like, bro.
He's not. Okay, if everybody, I thought we already established this, but I guess people still have this misconception. You're not the only one. And it's so funny. Everybody thinks Thanos really, he's like, oh, he had a point. I see his point. And like, guys, Thanos' point, right?
Let's hear it.
Thanos' point was that there's too much of us, right? Too much life. And eventually we're going to bleed the universe dry. And it's just not going to be enough, right? Wasn't that what he was? That's essentially the gist of it.
That was his point, yeah.
So I have to wipe out half of life so the rest of us can continue to prosper. Dun, dun, dun. Great big plan. Now, if Thanos wasn't a fucking psychopath, he would have thought, hey, I have infinite power. Instead of killing half of life, why not just double the resources?
Oh, my God. This guy's got Patrick Star logic. No, I'm pushing back on that.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's not what Thanos
It's
did.
literally the opposite of what he fucking did. You're gonna have all life. That's a temporary solution. Life will repopulate back to where you have it to eventually. So what did you do effectively other than just kill billions upon billions of people? You did nothing. Oppositely, you double the resources. Okay, life will eventually catch up to that level of resources. It's just a less maniacal way of reaching the solution.
You and Thanos have the same problem. His tactics were wrong.
Oh,
bro, he had a point. He saw a problem and tried to fix it.
And that's the issue.
He had a point.
The way he went about fixing it was
made him a villain. Yeah. But he had a good idea. He executed poorly.
Okay.
Bro, that's what made him a villain. He made a bad choice.
I will say his intentions were pure. His intentions.
He had a good idea.
As crazy as that sounds, his intentions were pure, but the follow through. God, the fucking follow through.
Michael Kidd Gilchrist followed through, bro. Form horrible.
Niggas insane.
Yeah. He's a bad guy. He had a good idea.
Barely
made a bad decision.
You say that too strongly.
Bro,
I barely call it.
Bro, this is what he did. It was a bad decision. Like, dude, you could. At what cost, my nigga?
At what cost? All right, yeah. So, at the end of the day, I guess to land, right and wrong. Is it subjective, objective?
I think there's an objective right and wrong.
Is objectivity?
I do. But I think everyone has a subjective reality that they're living in. Mm-hmm. So that skews their decision making.
100%.
And that's whatever things happen to you can skew that. Your own emotions can skew that. That's most of it.
That's life.
The emotions.
That's life.
That's emotions make people make bad decisions.
Life will get you every time.
For sure.
Every time. Okay. Well,
on to the next one.
On to the next, man. I think we're good. All right, this next one is going to be super short. Cool. Just because, it's one of those, some things you can't really argue too much about. But maybe you're about to surprise me, so let's see. Maybe you're about to show me something today. All right, this next topic. I talked about it super briefly. I talked about animals. Just because we do share this planet with them. and their life, and we. If you believe in evolution, I don't know what y'all believe in. If you believe in evolution, then you have to respect the fact that we were once, I guess, more primal creatures, and evolution brought us here. And so sharing the world with these animals still, and I guess in their infant stages of their evolutionary process, we don't know what their potential is. And because we're so selfish and greedy, they're going extinct and they're dying, and we're just doing whatever we want, right? Because the world now belongs to us. The hubris of man.
Wow. The
dominion of man, and now creatures are now subservient to us, right? And that's a lot of religious texts say that too, right? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think we just got lucky. Luck of the evolutionary draw, if you will.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta eat.
And that's fine. That's fine. But there's ways to do things, and we know that it doesn't have to be a certain like. We have to eat, but this is the thing, like, I guess with capitalism, right? Or just this idea of getting resources and like supplying resources just to make sure you like always have it for the demand, or just to make sure you always have it just for the sake of having it. Because we the way we turn things into such a process and procedure, we take the humanity out of it. Right? Like the way we deal with certain animals, like the way we slaughter animals.
They're animals, though. They're not humans.
But see, what does that mean? Wow. Okay.
Like how can you take humanity away from something that isn't a human?
But okay. Right. What you just said. We're not taking humanity away from the animals because, like you said, they're not humans, but we intervened in nature. Humans did that. So we didn't leave the animals alone, sans humanity. We brought humanity to them. What does humanity look like for them? Caging them up, slaughtering them, doing whatever we want with them. We brought that. So that, as we do these things as human beings, we lose our humanity. And we just treat them as though they are not life. And like that's why I'm not like a super vegetarian, super vegan. Wow. I'm not nothing like that. But I still recognize that we've just done a bit too much. In totality. I think we've done a bit too much in the fact and we just have no respect for life that's not human life. And you can already see the way even in human life, we've bracketed that down.
Yeah, we have no regard for human life either.
But now the way we treat animals is like, wow. It's like, and like I said, I'm not some crazy super wild vegetarian or anything like that. But I just think it's something worth talking about because it's like, just chill out, like.
Yeah, the way you just framed that, I never even really thought of before. But, humans do put ourselves on the highest, like on the tip of the hierarchy. So, life, but people don't respect life in that way because we're totally fine destroying all life that isn't human life, really. Mm-hmm. And whether it's a good justification, as in like we sustain ourselves off of these life forms, at the end of the day, it is a symbiotic thing. And it seems like we can't live without sharing an environment and a symbiotic relationship with some of these life forms.
Okay, but that's a wonderful point. We do not. Humanity is so anti-symbiote, it's ridiculous.
Right.
So even though it would be nice to be a mutual give and take, we don't let that happen.
No.
It's always take. Just
what do we give, though?
But that's my fucking point. We don't give anything. So
what could we give?
You could give balance. You can give moderation. You could give mercy.
Moderately eating you?
You could give mercy. You could not systemically and systematically, mercilessly slaughter and hunt and just lay waste. We could give a lot.
We waste.
Yeah,
we waste.
We waste and lay waste.
And we just take. Yeah. I hear what you're saying now. Right.
We could give a lot.
so
We
much.
can-
We don't need all of that. We don't need all of any of. I hear what you're saying now. Okay. Yeah. Totally.
He's coming around.
Totally,
Man's coming
bro.
around.
Totally. Like
All right. You see what I'm saying? It's just,
we live in abundance.
and I'm not just saying, oh,
Right.
cut it out. But, easy.
Yeah, let's take it easy, guys.
Easy.
Stay humble, y'all.
Yo, easy. Okay. Last topic is going to be my favorite topic. I want to make sure the cameras stay on for this.
Totally.
'Cause I don't want to miss nothing. All right, so sliding into this last topic of the day, probably one of my favorite topics. I saw you glance. These guys trying to cheat.
Yeah.
Unrecorded disclaimer. Okay, we're talking about astronomy, not astrology. Astronomy, fucking weirdos.
Shout out to the Virgos out there,
Oh my
man.
god, yeah. I'm a Virgo, whatever, but I don't really care. So, yeah. So astronomy, man, and in the podcast I bracketed off into 4 subsections that I spoke about in the episode, and it was Earth, global warming, space, and aliens. And so we're gonna run through it. Just I guess a couple minutes ago you were talking about saving the world if you were a superhero or whatever. So, what do you think about Earth and its status in space, in the universe, and in reality, and how we're still relatively young in the grand scheme of the universe?
Earth is scary
Why?
because I don't know what it is at all.
But we literally do know what it is.
Now, is it a rock? Like we're a rock
Yes.
in infinite reality
Yes.
of other rocks.
Yes.
And apparently we think, or do we?
I mean, well, Earth doesn't
Is this
think.
a simulation?
Earth.
Who
well,
knows? Like who knows,
okay,
dude?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like Earth.
If this is a simulation, I'd be kind of pissed. Like, I'd be pissed, but I want to know when the wake up point is, or like when does it start glitching? When do we break out?
Right.
I guess that's the whole point. We won't fucking know.
Right.
But like, I mean, I volunteer. Like, if we're gonna wake up, like, wake me up, my niggas. Whoever's waking people up, I'm trying to see what's up, because why not? But then, like, what if you wake up and it's really like some Matrix shit? Would you be bummed? Because remember that one dude from Matrix? He folded on the team.
Oh, bro, he was
Remember
eating that steak.
Yeah,
Good
that
boy.
Shit was dripping.
That shit
he
was
was
good.
like, nah, fuck that. He said, pump me back up. Pump me back up. But what if you wake up and release some bullshit? Would you fold? Be like, all right, I'm good. Or would you do you want to exist in reality regardless of what reality is?
Dude, I'm good. Like, plug me back in type shit, or like end it. Man.
I mean, no. Well,
Because like, if I got unplugged from the Matrix,
Yeah.
and then realized a new reality,
it was trash.
and it was trash,
Yeah.
dude, why am I here? Like,
so you would choose to
am I-
die than just get plugged back in?
oh yeah, plug me back in.
Okay, yeah.
For sure. And I mean,
Okay, but
if
time
there's
out.
hope,
But if there's hope, where outside?
no, if there's no hope outside,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
plug me back in.
Plug me back
Because
in.
what's happening, bro? But if like it's a reality
I mean-
that can be changed, because think about how many people are plugged in,
That's
and then if you unplug,
I love how hope is a determining factor. That's a good determining factor.
You know what I mean?
If there's hope, then I'll go
like,
on.
yo, is this real? Like,
if there's hope,
what can
then
we
I'll-
do?
If there's hope, then I'll go on.
in the Matrix, they unplugged and they were in space, like, and lava was like, bro, what are you gonna grow? How are you gonna actually?
I mean, I guess.
You know what I
right?
mean?
If you
Are you gonna salvage that?
like, if whatever is like holding us in this simulation, and it's just really some bullshit, we wake up and it's just like we're on the spaceships packed like sardines, just
Right.
like cryo chambers. It's like there's no civilization to return to. We were just kind of
Like that's exactly why it's like, bro, what?
I mean, at that point,
Plug
yeah.
me back
Yeah,
in,
what's the
dog.
point? Damn, that's kind of fucking dark.
That's why we gotta save the planet.
And
Bro.
okay, he brought it back.
Global warming,
He brought
nigga.
it back. He brought
We
it back.
can't let that happen.
That's why we gotta save the planet, so we don't wake up from the simulation. I think.
So when we do wake up from the simulation, we can actually do something with it.
Okay, we're blending reality and simulation. I don't know which is gonna be which when it's all said and done.
True.
I guess that would be exciting. But global warming is it's one of those foregone conclusions. I've never met anybody who doesn't believe, like personally in my life, who doesn't believe in global warming. Because, like, I guess I don't hang around idiots. If you're offended, sorry, you should be. Yeah, I don't really hang around idiots. So it's kind of like a foregone conclusion. But like, what do you think about that? Do you think it's too late? Do you think it's like, yeah, I guess that's really the only question. Do you think it's too late? Like, are we gonna make it in time? Is it over with? Are we done for? Why are you talking about saving the planet, right? Do you think it's possible to save the planet at this point?
Yeah, I do. In a vacuum. But like,
What does that mean?
I mean, like, we actually could stop doing all the stuff that's destroying the
But
planet.
like, we would all literally have to stop doing what we're doing, like right now, like low key. If we're all like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we could. We could stop that. That doesn't mean the reality we're living in comes to a screeching halt instantaneously.
That kinda. I mean,
No.
okay, because here's the thing. If you start saying, okay, we can stop this now, you're gonna give humanity time to make gradual changes, right? Now, what does that look like?
No, that's not what I'm.
Exactly.
It's
So
not
it has to be
to stop
Wow, cut it
right then.
life would literally change.
It's like when you are a drug addict and then you stop
Wow, life,
doing drugs.
Life changes.
Life changed
Yeah.
instantly.
So that's what
We
I'm
could
saying.
do that.
No, we can't do that.
No,
on a global scale, no chance.
No, we could do that. But in the same way, a drug addict who just stops doing drugs, they're gonna have those cravings, like
Yeah, we realize we what is it? Withdrawal symptoms.
withdrawals.
Yeah, withdrawals.
Like that is the process of rebuilding. The withdrawals.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna want to fall back into what we're doing because it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, gradual changes seem like the best thing to do,
But we're not making gradual changes, or I guess
but we could.
or I guess our pace of change is abysmal.
There's no change happening.
I mean, our straws are paper.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Abysmal ass change.
That's
like I
super-
said.
No, that's making it worse because we're cutting down the Amazon rainforest to have paper straws.
Oh man, terrible.
Like,
Terrible.
Yo, but
yeah, so I guess we're not doing nothing at all. I mean,
Yeah.
recycling.
do we need
composting.
straws though? It's kind of a waste.
Yeah, I mean,
If you have a cup, do you need a straw?
we're all about waste here. So then okay, so if I had to ask you then, if you could, I love running hypotheticals. So the hypothetical I want to run through with you is, if you could do it, right? What would be your process to fixing global warming? If you could do whatever we were just talking about in sense of like hard cut right now, or I guess a gradual, or maybe if you had a month, let's do that. 'Cause that's a reasonable time.
Oh, that's more than reasonable.
And people can't jig on it, right? Like a
Right.
month. What's up? What would
A
you do?
month?
A month.
The first
And this is the
month-
world is in your hands. A month.
Right. The first month, what I'm doing is we are stopping all unsustainable energy source production. Like we cannot
Like
keep
oil and gas.
oil and gas is done
Woo! Good
for first
luck.
month. No,
Good
but
luck.
if I could do it, I
You're right.
would.
You're right. You're right. You're
Because
right.
we have the capability to not do that. You know?
Yeah.
Bro, all the energy sources we have are here.
Mm-hmm.
We have solar, we have hydro, we have wind.
Mm-hmm.
We know how to do that, and we know how to maximize that, and we have the technology.
Yeah.
But why aren't we doing it?
Yeah. Because it's not as efficient.
No, because it's cash.
Yeah.
It's cash.
Mm.
We can make it more efficient.
We could.
Is it efficient
We
if the thing we're using pollutes our air?
Mm-hmm. You're right.
That's not efficient.
We can't be bothered to make it what it needs to be.
Right.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hey man, that's my month.
That's-
We're ending that in a month.
That's a good start.
You could end that in 3 days.
That's a good start. Okay, solid move. All right. Well, I mean, I'm sure they're not gonna do that.
Oh no, sorry.
Yeah.
Shout out Exxon, bro.
Not shout out Exxon. I
Hey,
mean,
man.
Hey, shit.
Y'all doing what y'all doing. Y'all doing big
Right.
things out there.
Shout out oil and gas. I know we're in Houston. I
Yeah,
know y'all are
come
dick
on,
hard.
man.
Y'all are dick hard for oil
Bro.
and gas. No, it's okay. My city's the same way. Back in Calgary, we have oil sands.
Really?
We have oil sands.
Oil
Like,
sand.
in Alberta. So the oil, we dig up crude oil, and then we actually pipeline it down to Houston for it to get refined.
Bro,
So like there's a pipeline from Calgary to Texas, and a lot of people that are engineers in my city, they work down here. as well.
what?
So when I say oil and gas, I mean that like we really fuck with it too, and like it the way it makes y'all rich, it makes us rich in Calgary. It's hella funny.
That's scary.
Yeah, man. But so we have the crude oil, and then bow.
Sheesh.
That's what it is.
Bro, that's
They just want as many as possible. Like I guess more convenient pipelines, just to like
Right.
it's literally for like carrying oil like
Some
in
dirty
an
money.
expeditious way. I mean, I'm not even necessarily against pipelines because it's like first like this is like the Calgary in me. Shout out to
Right.
oil and gas. I do fuck with it a little bit, but it's like it.
Oh, you're saying you fuck with it, as in like, oh yeah, oil and gas is cool.
Well, no, because obviously I agree with what you're saying. Obviously, it's bad for the planet, but accepting the reality with which we live
Right,
in.
like,
It's
oh,
not
hey
going-
man, if
it's
you're gonna
not
get-
going nowhere.
Hey man,
It's not going.
oil
no-
and gas is here.
It's not going nowhere.
Okay.
Come on, not the niggas that
Come
run
on,
it.
man.
Yeah.
It don't gotta be here.
Yeah.
It just gotta
It
stop
don't.
that.
I for sure agree, but like
We got electric cars.
we do, but like I'll believe it when I see it. Let's say
Right.
that. I just don't. I'm not the way like it's feeding people. You know what I mean? So I just don't know. But anyway, back to on to the next thing because we can really go on forever. We can always go on forever about anything, but we got to
Right.
We can't talk for hours and hours. So the next thing I love is space, the vastness of the universe, the known universe that's ever expanded, and I always think about goes back to like being humble as human beings on this rock floating around this sun in our solar system, in our Andromeda galaxy or Milky Way galaxy. No, we're in the Milky Way. We're in the Milky Way,
Yeah,
right?
we're in the Milky Way.
And so it's like the one across is like all the Andromeda galaxies and all this shit, right? So it's like we're so infinitesimally small. It's like, come on, man. I like sit outside and look up at space, and I'm just like, man, we ain't shit. Like I just see stars, and I always like think about what a light year means, right? I was talking to my friends about it. I always talk to my friends about it, and it's like, yo, space travel is like it's not light. You know what I mean? Like light
Seems
is the
instantaneous.
right, but it's the fastest thing we
Right.
know. Like we can conceive
Yeah.
in our reality of humanity. And so that's how we measure space travel because it's the fastest known thing, right? And so when they say that shit is 1,000,000 light years away, the fastest thing we know would take 1,000,000 years to clear that distance. That's not feasible in our lifetime. And so the universe end to end is like, what is it? Billions upon
Infinite.
Bro.
Ever expanding.
Bro, so it's like we're just nothing in the grand scheme of it all. And I guess when I think about space and the vast of it all, that's why I get so mad at the way we beef as human beings. I'm like, aren't you guys curious? Or don't you wonder what other galaxies are like? Don't you wonder what life beyond Earth, beyond our solar system is like? Does nobody care but me? Like,
Yeah, nobody cares but you.
Because,
Sorry,
like,
dude.
All these like
Don't care.
All these you don't care for real.
Not really.
bro. What the fuck?
It's
Really?
interesting,
But like, bro, it's crazy how you don't think about that. Like the vast, like you don't care for it. I just think about, like I said, I believe in reality. So the secrets of reality, they interest me, like to the highest degree. Like I'm just so curious about what is beyond what we. Yeah, man, the secrets of reality. Because like we know nothing. We can't even leave our fucking solar system. We just discuss how vast space is and think about the distance we can clear. We can't clear any of it. We can't do anything.
you think space is reality?
What?
I don't think space. How do you know? You on the same way you can say you only know what you can see and are certain about.
You
What do
can-
you know about space?
Once again, shout out to my peoples, Galileo and Copernicus.
Oh, yeah.
I can go outside and look up, and if I was that scientific, I could do the calculations and pull out a goddamn telescope and tell you exactly what I'm looking at. So,
But you can't do that
I mean,
because you're
shit,
not that scientific.
I'm not that scientific, but if
So
you
how do you know?
Okay,
then?
so let's get a telescope. We can
Right.
look at space.
We
Like,
can
at the
see
very least, we
things.
can look at space. We can
Totally.
see space. So it's like, what you mean? How do I know? Like, the universe is just this zoomed out. There's no reason to doubt it. It's part of existence. Unless that we're back to thinking, unless like we're really in a simulation, then yeah, cool, whatever. But the low probability of that aside, this is reality. Space is just zoomed out. And that's why I'm saying the vastness of it can only be described by the light year. How fast it takes light to travel that distance. You know what I mean? It takes like 1 year to travel that distance. And so it's huge, man. You can't doubt it, man. It's part of reality. And then that leads into the next thing. Do you think aliens are real?
Aliens are totally real.
100%.
Aliens are among us.
Okay.
know?
That's why I might push back a little bit. Because, like, once again, we can't even leave our solar system. So let's peep that. You are saying aliens are real, right? Because obviously they are. But then, in the same breath, you said you're not interested about the mysteries of the universe. But how are we going to link up with aliens without reaching into the mysteries of the universe? How are we going to get there if we're not moving light years? How are we going to get there if we're not leaving our solar system? Like, we're never going to reach these points where I'm dapping up aliens if we don't progress. Do you see the value in that now?
I do see the value in that, but I don't think that that's what I was trying to convey.
Like,
the mysteries of the universe, to me, I don't care about space because there's so much here already that's like we don't understand.
Here is in what? Like Earth?
Well, yes, on Earth where we live.
But that's so mid. Like, yeah.
Earth is mid? You live here, bro.
As if I had a choice. Like, yeah.
So it can't be mid.
But that's what I'm saying.
And you don't know everything about here, and there's problems here.
But like this space odyssey is, I guess, is presuming that we already have peace here. Because otherwise, what are we doing in space? Like you're saying, we have to. But that's what I'm saying. My issue with humanity is that we can't have peace, so we can now do more important things. You see?
Totally.
There's more important things to be done, but we're arguing amongst ourselves like fucking imbeciles. Like, it makes no sense.
There's people trying to go to space, you know?
But the thing is, this is back to what I said about like poverty and things like that. If all of humanity got the chance to prosper, you don't know which mind would change the world. You don't know. We won't even give minds a chance to get to that point where they can change the world. So we don't even know what we're missing. These things that we don't have, or these solutions that nobody can think of, somebody could have got it if they had the chance. So we're shooting ourselves in the foot.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? And so all of it is just a problem.
Of course.
And I'm mad because I want to hang out with some aliens.
Yeah.
But back at the start line, we're already tripping up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. No. Yeah, we're on the same page.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
we want to go to the moon, man.
Man, fuck the moon, bro. I'm trying to leave the solar system. That's my point.
Andromeda.
I'm trying to leave the solar system.
Playing.
I'm trying to leave the solar system.
Facts.
Man. I'm trying to see what the universe is really about. But
yeah.
I'm not gonna be a pioneer though. When y'all can put niggas on the space bus, and I'm on the
shout out to Wally.
Yeah.
Catch us out there.
I'm on the space bus, but shout out to all the fucking astronauts out here, all the scientists, all the people who really still give a fuck.
Keep striving.
The mundane, everyday, I guess, nonsense that the regular people just are mad about. Fucking plebs. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I think that's actually gonna be a wrap on this episode. So the first episode of season 2, featuring Brentton Ford, has come to an end. Brentton, anything you want to say before I fully close out?
Nah, man, I just want to, I'm appreciative of the opportunity. You're my man. Shout out to you, bro. This is a cool thing that I'd never done before, so I appreciate it, bro.
I mean, I'm happy you could be on it, man. It was a good time, wonderful experience, and don't worry, I'm gonna let you get your handles off. So tell them where they can find you, where they can see you, where they can follow your journey.
Oh, wow. Okay, y'all can catch me.
Everybody will get a chance. Hey, plug it up. Plug it up.
Free promo, man.
Plug yourself.
Y'all can catch me on Instagram, Wrong Kinda Black, at WRONGKINDABLACK. Wrong Kinda Black. Legal stalwart. Follow that. We're in the process of building something big. That you can follow that on Instagram as well. The work don't stop at LEGALSTALWART, legal stalwart.
It don't stop, baby.
It don't stop. Not even a little bit, y'all.
Even a little bit.
Just stay tuned to what we got going on. Stay tuned to the next episode of Immaculate Negro.
Hey.
I can't wait to see what it turns into, my brother.
You already know. I appreciate you, man. Let's get it. Deuces.
Peace.
Fucking legend. Oh, this is cool.
When they're blinded by your light, they gon' wanna make a flicker. Everybody got scars, all tryna heal them quicker. For that sweet light, need some time, start out better. They never hate out loud, don't get caught in the whispers. Do they really love you when they caught up in the hype? Can't tell who really see you when you blinded by the lights. We all just tryna cope, you better figure out your fight. Just don't let them whispers take you in the night. Thought I could weather the storm, then got snowed in. Hurts when